The American political Syncretist Party platform, a platform for a sovereign wealth social democracy. This platform outlines a long-term, multi-generational vision for the United States. It is built on a phased approach designed to first restore fiscal solvency and then leverage the power of global capitalist markets to fund a comprehensive, debt-free social safety net for all Americans. The core philosophy blends principles of social democracy, civil libertarianism, and national populism. Phase 1. Fiscal consolidation and austerity. The immediate and primary goal of the platform is to restore fiscal order, pay off the national debt. All other major spending goals are secondary to eliminating the national debt. This phase requires significant fiscal discipline and a focus on living within the nation's means. Spending cuts. Achieve surpluses through targeted spending cuts, including ending endless wars and reducing the federal role in areas like education. Phase 2. Building the National Dividend Fund. Once the national debt is under control, the government will use its surpluses to seed and grow a massive sovereign wealth fund. The National Dividend Fund. This professionally managed fund will act as a national endowment. Foreign asset focus. To insulate the fund from domestic economic downturns and to avoid the state controlling domestic industries, the fund will be invested primarily in foreign assets and companies paying dividends. This turns the United States into a rentier state, funding its social programs with the profits of the global economy. Phase 3. Gradual, self-funded implementation. New social programs are not funded by perpetual taxation, but are gradually phased in only when the National Dividend Fund is large enough to support them through its investment returns. Government and civil liberties structural reform. The platform supports a major overhaul of the federal government, including term limits for Congress, a ban on insider trading by lawmakers, and a constitutional amendment to overturn Citizens United to reduce the influence of money in politics. Electoral integrity. It calls for an end to partisan gerrymandering by giving the power to draw electoral maps to independent citizens' commissions. Judicial reform. It seeks to install a code of conduct for all federal judges, including the Supreme Court. Civil liberties and surveillance. The platform calls for an end to mass surveillance by repealing the Patriot Act and invasive post-9/11 amendments to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA. Gun rights. It rejects gun control measures, upholding the Second Amendment right to bear arms. Economy and fiscal policy. Monetary policy. The platform advocates for abolishing the fiat currency system and replacing it with unprintable, sound money to permanently end inflation. Taxation. It supports replacing the current tax code with a simple, low, and fair tax system. Corporate regulation. The platform favors a free market approach, but with targeted regulations for strong worker protections, increased anti-monopoly enforcement, and necessary safeguards against the potential harms of artificial intelligence (AI). Social and domestic policy healthcare. It supports an optional, government-funded healthcare safety net for people who cannot afford their own private insurance. This public option would be implemented gradually and funded by the National Dividend Fund. Retirement. The National Dividend Fund will provide a permanent, inflation-proof retirement income for all Americans. Family support and pro-life stance. The platform is pro-life and includes creating a strong support system for mothers and children. This is supplemented by a guarantee of paid parental leave and an expansion of WIC to help cover daycare costs. Education. It seeks to promote local control and school choice by reducing the federal government's role in education. Immigration. The policy is to secure all entry points to the nation while treating undocumented people already living in the country humanely. Foreign policy and infrastructure. Foreign policy. The platform supports a non-interventionist stance designed to end endless wars, avoid entangling alliances, and focus on national interests. Infrastructure. It calls for investment in major upgrades to rail and public transit, but only when it can be funded responsibly without adding to the national debt.